girls out there. This here's Sheriff Yollis, and I'm here to welcome you back to the Reading Roundup. I hope you've been having a humdinger of a time with the books you've been reading. I know I have. I reckon you recall that a fictional story is a fake story. Now, they are mighty pleasurable to read, but all the same, a fictional story is a fake story. And at this juncture on the learning trail, I think it's high time we talk about a whole nother section of the library devoted to the truth. I'm speaking about the nonfiction section. How about it, Sheriff Solsick? You ready to talk a little nonfiction?
You're darn tootin' I am, Sheriff Yollis. I do so love reading a good fictional story, whether it's got fanciful creatures or a realistic setting and a plot that I can imagine I'm right in. Yet sometimes it's good to learn about the real world too. In fact, that's what we're aiming to teach you buckaroos about right now. Nonfiction books. Now, nonfiction books are a horse of a different color. They're full of facts and real information. Nonfiction books are chock full of fancy doodads that we call text features. Text features help the reader to understand the information. Why, you've got your headings, your subheadings, diagrams, your captions, maps, charts, even timelines from time to time. You won't get buffaloed using text features if you know how to use them. Perhaps the most useful ones are headings. Why, in this book about whales, if you open up to this page here, you'll see a nice big heading at the top telling you that this page and this page is going to be all about whale talk. I never knew whales could talk to each other. That's unusual. And then down below, there's a subheading that says whistles and squeals. So apparently they whistle to each other and squeal. And then over on this side, another subheading says whale song. So this tells me that this section is going to be about songs they sing to each other to communicate and talk. So right there, just with the headings and the subheadings, I already learned a lot about whales. Headings and subheadings are so useful.
What you said right there is a bullseye, Sheriff Solsick. Text features are mighty important when reading nonfiction. Why, here's a nonfiction book I got at the library all about desert critters. And inside it has one of my favorite text features of all, the diagram. Diagrams use pictures to show information. You got your picture, you got your necessary captions, and then they got arrows pointing directly at what is important. This is a special kind of diagram called a cross-section diagram. And it takes you right inside this kangaroo rat's burrow, just like you were one of them. Diagrams are mighty helpful features.
Captions are another feature that I fancy. They describe what a picture is all about. I do love looking at the pictures and photographs that accompany nonfiction books. But a fella can learn a thing or two by reading the words that go with that picture. These are called captions. Why, here's a picture of prairie dogs. By looking at the picture, I can see what these little critters look like. Now, ain't they cute? And in the caption, I learned that they live in large groups called colonies or towns, and they have a lookout to watch for predators. You sure can learn a lot from captions.
Another text feature I prize is found at the back of a nonfiction book. It's a mini dictionary that we call the glossary. When you're reading nonfiction text, you can come across a bushel load of words that you don't know. And if you don't know what a new word means, it can really put a hitch in your get along. But the glossary has all the important words, complete with their definitions. Why, it can be your new best friend when you're reading nonfiction.
There certainly are a whole heap of different kind of nonfiction books. Why, you can learn just about anything you want if you get the right book. One of my favorite types of nonfiction books are books about different animals. I just love learning about all the different creatures that share this planet with us. Why, looky here. This book tells about deep sea creatures. Weird. And this one tells about ants, bees, and other social insects. You know, these little critters can do some amazing things. This book is about whales that I was showing you before. Amazing. And this, whoa Nelly, now this is a strange looking creature. You got some big eyes, partner. Now I don't know much about this animal, but if I read this book, I'll find out. And I'm sure it'll be fascinating. I love learning about the animals on this planet.
I love to read about famous people and historic events. Why, last week I was reading a book about Lewis and Clark and their friend Sacagawea. They went on an expedition to map out the land that President Thomas Jefferson bought from the French. What a story! I couldn't put that nonfiction book down.
Well, I reckon we've given these greenhorns enough to chaw on for now. So now it's time for y'all to head on out on the trail and read to learn.
Alrighty, all you doggies, I want you to mosey on over to the library and take a long look at the nonfiction section. Why, there's all kinds of books over there waiting to teach you something new. Come on now, get away alone. What do you want to learn about today?